Hi there. My trip to Edinburgh was always going to include a visit to the Royal Yacht Britannia. I knew it was moored in Leith and I knew a full tour was available. I certainly was not disappointed in that, as you will see in this series of videos. However, I was a little taken aback to find she was moored at a shopping centre. Now, to be fair, the shopping centre was built around the Royal Yacht as part of the attraction and certainly didn't distract from the experience. However, it was a little odd to pass Marks and Spencer's and Carphone Warehouse on the way to see the Queen's bedroom. Now, to start the tour, you take the escalator. Lifts are available. I found the Royal Yacht has very good disabled access. And through the shopping centre, there are abundance of restaurants and food outlets. Though as I had set my stall out for afternoon tea on the Britannia's deck, I skipped past all of them. Now, you continue up to the top floor, and playing a game of follow the signs, you reach the entrance to the Royal Yacht Britannia. Now, the first part of the tour and of these videos is the small museum covering the history and life on board of the yacht. Now, do subscribe to the channel. You can use the subscription button in the right hand corner and tap on the bell to receive notifications of the next videos of this series. Links will also appear at the end of the video as I upload them. As I said earlier, this is a great tour and you do get to see almost everything and also experience an awful lot. The tour itself is self-guided with an audio commentary, which I will do my best to replicate in these videos. The audio tour of the Royal Yacht is now translated into over 30 languages, and believe it or not, so are these videos. Well, the subtitles are. So click on the subtitles in the settings in the bottom right to choose your language. Now, the tour in these videos cover the Royal Yacht from the bridge to the engine room, taking the Queen's private apartments and the staterooms right down to the engine room. So step on board and welcome to the Royal Yacht Britannia. Now, the Royal Yacht Britannia had a total of 44 years in service, sailing the equivalent of 44 times around the world. The Royal Yacht Britannia, quite simply the most famous ship in the world. Now, although Britannia is sadly the last Royal Yacht, she was certainly not the first, stretching right back to 1660 when King Charles II launched the Mary. Now, the first steamship was the Victoria and Albert in 1843. You can see a picture here of Victoria and Albert II, the second to hold the name Victoria and Albert. In fact, Victoria had 3 royal yachts to bear her name. Charles II had a total of 25 royal yachts, which does make it a shame that our longest serving monarch, Queen Elizabeth II, had only 1. Now, she was built at John Brown Shipyard, Clydebank, just over 50 miles away from her current mooring at Leith. And up until precisely 2:30 p.m. on the 16th of April 1953, she was simply known as Ship 691. But when a bottle of Empire wine, none of this pretentious French fizzy stuff for a ship built in Glasgow, the Queen pronounced she would be called Britannia. And 3 guesses which tune the band started playing. A floating palace and a full royal residence at sea. The Britannia was actually designed to be a country house at sea, with simplicity and light throughout. It's often described as the only place the Queen could truly relax, no matter where the Royal Yacht was in the world. However exotic or remote, stepping onto the deck of the Britannia was always a homecoming for the Queen. The royal apartments were furnished to the Queen's taste, and each room was filled with photographs of her children, family heirlooms and other personal possessions. However, the yacht was still an official royal residence, and the Queen's government business took place on board as if in any other royal palace. Here's the wheelhouse from the Royal Yacht Britannia. Now, it was originally situated on the deck below the main bridge. The ship's wheel that you can see in the picture was actually from the racing yacht Britannia, which was built in 1893 for the then Prince of Wales, later King Edward VII. Now, the super yachts of Abramovich might be flashed with helicopters and submarines, but they don't come complete with the band from the Royal Marines. And the band were not alone. The full ship's complement could be as many as 300, with a Commodore and Admiral in charge, commanding 20 officers and 200 yachtsmen. As an ambassador for Great Britain, Britannia played a major role in stimulating trade and promoting good relations around the world. During her 44 years in service, Britannia travelled over 1 million miles, 696 Royals overseas visits, calling in at 135 countries. Now, with a final nod to the Admiral, let's step on board. As we walk towards the Britannia, we firstly can see how in-depth the tour is and what we get to see from the officers' wardroom to the sick bay and operating theatre. and finally the yacht itself in her new home of Leith. So let's step on board and begin the tour proper.